Well, here you are on YouTube, Ryan.
Yes, it's good to be here on YouTube with you, Nathan, and everyone else that is a King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard fans. Nathan, for some reason, the last few reaction videos we've done of King Gizzard, we've been getting trouble from their record label, and we've had to put those videos on Vimeo. So if you're hearing this, either you're hearing it on YouTube or Vimeo, but I don't know what's going on here. What's happening with King Gizzard's label?
It's one of those weird anomalies that, there's actually a bunch of discussions about this all over YouTube about who has the rights and yeah, it's a mess. There's a whole video you can watch where this one guy talks all about how people need to recognize how many pennies we actually get for the advertisements from this stuff. It is pennies. It adds up to pennies. It's if you want to do a reaction channel and make a ton of money at it, good luck.
Well, yeah, this one guy showed it was kind of cool, really quickly. Just if people are curious, he had he showed like what he made off Google. It's called Google AdSense, is where you get the ad revenue from YouTube, and he had 1 million views, and I think it was like $450
Yeah,
for 1 million views.
yeah, a million.
We're
views.
averaging 50 to 150 views.
Yeah.
So we see 10,000 more videos, and we're good to go. Okay. Yeah, so what we mean by that is we don't do this for the money. We actually just want to get people to watch this, but every time we do, sometimes
Yeah,
some of these people get
it's all promotion for people like King Gizzard. So I don't think it's actually them that's pulling those strings. I think it's the record company, but there's somebody behind the scenes that's just going like,
no, can't have that. Can't have that. Okay. So this is a Patreon request from one of our favorites. His name, or I don't know who it is, but it's a band. It's a band called Mushtoom. They have a YouTube channel called Mushtoom Official. They do kind of music like King Gizzard, or they're fans of King Gizzard, or they're influenced by King Gizzard themselves. They got like 7,000 people on their subs, so they're healthy little independent band. Anyways, he keeps whoever the member of the band is doing this. I guess probably the lead singer or guitarist. Seems like the leader of the band keeps messaging us, and he wants us to do another King Gizzard album this month, and he's asked us to do King Gizzard and Lizard Wizard with another band called the Mild High Club. And what little research, again, you're not coming to this channel for information. If you want information about this album and King Gizzard, go to Wikipedia. We're not going to waste your time reading things that you can find on Wikipedia, but I will just say really quickly, this is their 11th studio album. King Gizzard is an Australian psychedelic rock band, and I guess they joined forces with the Mild High Club, and it says here, and the third by Mild High Club. So I don't know if people in the comments let us know, but from what I understand, this might be like a crossover album. So I think Mild High Club might consider this an album of theirs the same way that King Gizzard does.
So if you go and look up Mild High Club, it'll say featuring King Gizzard.
Exactly. That's exactly right. So in fact, if I go to the Mild High Club Wikipedia page, they have 3 discs, timeline, skip tracing, and this is their third and latest called Sketches of Brunswick. So they consider their album just as much as King Gizzard.
Okay.
So interesting experiment. So you basically have 2 bands claiming the same album. It's kind of an interesting direction. But my understanding is Mild High is a bit of a jazz band.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're basically combining. Yeah. So let's just see how this works. You got a jazz. Well, where it says right here, well, actually, that's not true. It says, according to the genre, they're psychedelic pop, dream pop. Okay. And then I don't know, but this apparently is a jazz-based album all the same. So maybe they changed their whole sound just for this album for both bands. So
right.
We'll see.
Okay.
There you go. There's our research. So people don't get too mad at us for not doing their research. But yeah, let's go.
Okay.
kind of like an intro song, so we'll just keep playing it.
Yeah.
Like a warming up the crowd.
Sorry, did you want me to pause there?
No, well, it looks like it's typical King Gizzard kind of fashion where he does like, you just keep going.
Wasn't even noticed. Yeah, I didn't even notice that it changed.
Yeah. So yeah, I knew. Well, once I saw that it was jazz infused or jazz influenced, I like my mind was already kind of prepared that it was going to be not quite the raucous sounds that we've heard from previous King Gizzard releases. So I'm trying to just still wrap my head around the change here in sound, and I think this album might challenge some King Gizzard fans, maybe.
Yeah, I was. I mean, I don't get me wrong. I'm a big jazz fan, and I really enjoy great jazz. But I really like the sound of King Gizzard. So, I mean, there's parts there where I'm like, okay, I can see. I'm trying to imagine them in the studio playing around with this. I get it, you know. I don't know yet. I'm not sure it's their strength, if that makes sense.
No. Yeah, I know. I'm not bored because right now I'm listening to it as I'm interested to see what they're going to do. But as of like, if we're being honest, I think people, even when they pay for us to respond or react to things, they don't want us to lie just because money was thrown down. So I think right now I'm feeling a little bit anxious that something might, I hate to say pick up, but jazz can be kind of.
Well, it can take a huge twist.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
So
we'll see.
We'll see if it warms up a little bit more. If it's, I will say, if it's this kind of tempo, the whole album, it might be an issue.
Yeah, this might be the sleeper album.
Yeah, but we'll see. Let's just keep going. Yeah. Right there's better bass line.
Yeah. That's sounding a lot more King Gizzard. That next one sounds good. Look at I just noticed this in the picture. They're in the windows. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah, they are.
It's like all the band members.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, what's up? Hey, what's up?
Hey, what's going on? Hey, what's going on?
We're hanging over here.
Hey, noises.
That was a good song. I like that. That was kind of what I envisioned. I think that was that jazzy, you know,
Kind of relaxed.
the smoldering jazz. You can almost see the smoke in the room, you know, 1930s or 40s, you know.
Sure.
That was a good one. I think that song probably. I don't know the Mild High Club as a band, but if they are, I guess I don't know if they're a jazz band, so I don't know because their Wikipedia didn't say they were. But that's a good fusion of a jazz sound with a King Gizzard sound. That's the fusion I was thinking of.
Yeah, I guess.
And that's a cool sound.
When you mentioned that they were jazz, I guess I envisioned about the same thing too. So
that one hit the mark. That was good.
Yeah, it hit the mark.
Mark. So we'll play the next two together. It seems like I'm just looking at their Wikipedia page. It seems like, or the track listing. Sorry, and it seems like there's like a minute. Like sometimes, actually, this is the only one. Sorry, this one's like a minute long, and then they have 3-minute songs. So it's hard to say which one's kind of a musical interlude. But let's just do these next two together. Cranes and the Spider and Me right after. We'll play those two together.
All right, Cranes, Planes, Migraines. Birdies.
you at first.
It was. I went wow wow wow.
Oh, okay. Because I'm not watching the video. I'm reading the lyrics.
Okay.
Like, okay, it was you. Okay, very King Gizzardy. I thought it was Stu or somebody. Okay. Yeah. So that was my. I like that one. My only complaint. I feel like we're complaining a lot. We're not. Here's the problem with King Gizzard and what we've listened to them so far. They've set such a high bar in so many ways.
Yeah.
This is a hard album to come down back to earth.
Yeah.
But I just want to say before you get to your thoughts, this was a nice song. I liked how it sounded. I liked the singing, and the highlight for me was the guitar sound. But it was so quiet in the mix. I wish that I don't know how to call that sound when they do that with the guitar. I wish it was higher.
It's a wah pedal.
Okay, I wish it was louder in the mix, and I wish the bird sounds was a little bit quieter. So I felt like the birds were really loud. It's like, okay, we get it. You can do bird effects. They're out in nature, and it's about a spider. I get, it's fine, but it just that's my only complaint. I wanted to hear the guitar more than the birds.
Oh, interesting. I'm running off of 5 hours of sleep and a 6-kilometer hike that I did in the mountains, and about 5 hours of editing. So that song almost made me fall asleep. Not because it's bad, just because it was kind of like it was super chill. So I was like yawning in the background. I'm sorry for the people who have to watch me and listen to me yawn, but I'm just a little tired.
I forgive you. Well, we can't break this one in half. It's only 37 minutes. Yeah. All right, wake up there. Wake up, sport.
I'm awake.
This is part 2. This is Sketches of Brunswick East part 2. All right. So.
Feels like an extension of the last song. Sorry.
What are you doing?
I was trying to hold it back. I couldn't.
Wake up, soldier. MushTube is never going to give us another Patreon request. Right, you there?
I'm still here. I'm still here. I pressed pause. Um, no, I. It's just a really relaxing song. I think that's kind of where it was going. I mean, I'm really relaxed.
Yeah, look, I think the problem, the problem, the challenge with this album is it's a collaboration with another band. It's not King Gizzard. Now, King Gizzard, what they've done is I feel like they're being more Mild High Club than they are King Gizzard. And I think that might be the problem.
Mm-hmm.
My understanding is they would combine forces equally down the middle, but I would say this is more of a Mild High Club album than King Gizzard so far.
It's kind of King Gizzard experimenting with what the Mild High Club does more than the Mild High Club. You know what I mean? I think maybe that's I don't know.
That's the problem. So I think the boost for Mild High Club fans, they would probably think, "Oh, this is great. These guys are really kind of showing their really crazy side."
Maybe we'd have to actually listen to a Mild High Club.
Oh, I don't know if I can listen to Mild High Club without King Gizzard in it. You know, does it say tide rises all ships equally, right? So I think the tide's been lowered a little bit. But no offense to the Mild High Club, but they're more like Mild Low Club. You know what I'm saying? All right. Well,
well, if there were any fans that started thinking, "Oh, a Mild High Club reaction," that's the only one on YouTube.
Yeah. So we got a couple people on our Discord channel. We want to give a shout out to those who are joining us in the Discord live, Jake and MX. They're basically saying what we're feeling. These guys are King Gizzard fans, so we're not really rattling too many cages. This album is divided, though, amongst there are people who. I'm sure King Gizzard probably have a phone book album. People be like, "It's genius. Listen to the way they enunciate the last name Jones." So there are those type of fans, but it seems like this album is divided up a little bit. So it was also suggested that we listen to this album while we're high. So it's too late for that.
Does being really, really tired count?
Close. All right, so let's keep going here. Let's keep going. Right. I don't mean that bad way. That was a nice instrumental. It was nice, but it's very relaxing. Like
it's better than you and I could play. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, I can. You could, but the problem is you could play that for grandma. And she'd be okay with that. So I take that for what it's worth. That's safe for grandma. Okay.
Sing all the natural sounds, like you heard like the train in the one song, and the birds and the dogs barking, and just kind of all those sounds. Those aren't. I don't think you really hear much of that in King Gizzard. So I'm gonna put that one on the mild high club as their shtick.
Good call. Interesting call. MX in our Discord chat said this song is by the bassist of the Murlocs, and it's sung by him and written by him.
Oh.
So you're wrong. But
I mean, in like we've heard, I don't know, we're at like song
maybe,
number 5 or 6 or 7 now, and there's been all these like natural sounds in all of them. I'm not saying they're bad. I'm saying that's probably a mild high club thing, or
I was gonna say that might be the collaboration sound there. Yeah,
it could be. The other question I have is Brunswick East. Is that a place in Australia? Is that like New Brunswick? Where is this?
Probably.
Yeah.
I bet you it is. Mm-hmm. I think isn't there a Brunswick in Australia, a province or something?
Oh yeah, maybe there is. I don't know. I don't know enough about Australia.
All I know about Australia is it
here
doesn't
comes.
exist. I didn't even get it out. Why would you assume it's a joke? Maybe I'm being serious here.
I was waiting for some like a Crocodile Dundee thing, or
I will not attempt to do any kind of Australian accent.
Okay.
What kind of person do you think I am? Crikey! All right.
Sorry, I'm so tired.
I know you're an easy target. All right. It's like making a 5-year-old laugh. All right. The next one is called The Book. It's the longest track on the album.
It better be faster.
That was fun.
Yeah, that's probably the better song so far, I think.
Yeah, I mean, that unfortunately, that's kind of what I wonder. Yeah, I felt like almost like a um, well, there's a King Gizzard song mellowed down a little bit, so it's kind of like, but that could have easily just been on the King Gizzard album.
Yeah, and
I don't know which one. I don't know which one because they all have different themes and sounds apparently. But
and that's what I think is anyway the microtonal guitars. If you ever get a chance when you next time we watch them live, you know how on a guitar you see like the frets they get like they're like wider at the top and they get more and more narrow as they get closer to the neck, right?
okay,
On their guitars they've had them altered so that you'll see them go like wide and there'll be a couple that are narrow and then a wide one and then a couple narrow ones and then a wide like, and that's what the microtonal guitar thing is. It's so that they can get some of those sounds. You just can't get those sounds playing guitar normally, but if you change up the frets, that's what you get. That's my poem. When you change up the frets, that's what you get.
Okay, don't ever do that again.
Okay.
That was
Change up the frets. That's what you get.
All right. So the next two songs, according to my quick research, are both instrumentals. They don't have lyrics. So this one's called "A Journey to Hell," but S in the front. So "A Journey to Hell." Oh, we can keep playing. I think
that's cool.
Said during the song, we like that one. I mean, that was another very King Gizzard-ish. And I don't mean to. This is not a slight on Mile High Club because I don't know what they sound like. Maybe they're very similar. I don't know, but I'm just saying that had a great bass line, sound effects, and it just seemed to be missing from the other first half of the album. It seems like they've kicked it up a notch here a little bit.
Normally, I never interrupt the song, just to be clear. So
How dare you?
I know. Well, apparently I'm high, according to you. So.
Well, I want to say, not to toot our own horns, I don't know who's going to be listening this far into our reaction, but that's what we pride ourselves in, Nathan, in this channel, is we don't stop the song during the playing. I don't know, other reaction channels do it, and it drives me up the wall. Once I see a reactor do it, of a song that I enjoy, let's say, for example, I stop watching that channel or that video.
Well, because it's so apparently obvious what's going on. That as reactors, we know this. We could do a whole video on this whole subject, but yeah, anyway.
I know, I hate that. I was like, listen to the song as a whole. Yeah. You can't. Anyways, okay, so let's... Jake in our Discord says this song we're about to listen to is his favorite on the album. So there you go.
Ooh, all right. Well, Jake has been... Yeah, Jake knows his stuff, so...
Jake. He's a sweet little kid.
Jake has left the chat.
Jake,
okay.
Yeah. Jake is calling the police. Sounds like it's going down a little bit.
They did. It's like they bumped the record.
Yeah. was written solely by a Mile High Club member.
Oh,
There you go. Yeah, I like this. I feel like on the second half of this album, they started to figure out what they should have done for the full half. I don't know.
should
That
just
was everything.
roll
Yeah,
into the next one.
This is MX. He's in our chat. This is his favorite song.
Oh,
You make time to clear the cobwebs off your mind. You may find yourself unwind.
The guitar makes it one the louder.
Ticking stops, and you may find your time instead. You can be your silhouette.
oh, what's his name has to use a jazz harmonica instead of a blues one.
Around your shop, you may feel your blues.
Can't remember his name all of a sudden.
Oh. Shannon McGuffin.
Sell your clothes to me. I can help you till you see you can't be your silhouette.
Ambrose. That's right.
Ambrose,
I
yeah.
knew it was something like that. Thanks, Jake.
Maybe dark, maybe shadowy and stark. Don't be scared of what you bet. Dance with it is no threat. In fact, it is an asset. You can't be your silhouette.
right. That was a great song. I can see why MX in our chat liked that one.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I feel like this last half of the album, they should have just made that either like in the EP, I don't know, because the first half was a little bit lacking. We were a little bit nervous. Maybe on a second or third listen, we get more into what this album's trying to be. But
Yeah,
I feel like the last half has, again, I'm repeating myself, but it sounds like what I thought it would sound like.
right. I've been thinking about the fact that they're trying to play. Not trying. I think King Gizzard could play jazz just fine.
Sure.
Because you can hear it in their own music, right? Their music has some of those elements in it already. And this is. Do you remember when Faith No More did a couple of songs in kind of smooth jazz style? I don't know if you remember that.
I remember Old Things, Faith No More.
I know you do. Like they did the cover of I'm Easy. And it's kind of smooth jazz, and that kind of smooth jazz is easy to cover. Like actual jazz is much more difficult to cover, and so I got to take my hat off to these guys for pulling it off, to be able to do this kind of like real jazz instead of just kind of like the standard, like, oh, I'm doing a jazzy beat on the drums, and then add in some some cheesy whatever vibraphone or whatever. These guys are actually doing it, and still making it King Gizzardy, which
is very important.
It's pretty phenomenal actually.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that too.
So,
all right, Nathan. The last song is part 3 of the Sketches of Brunswick East. I think it might be an instrumental. Let's just check it out.
All right. Somebody really bumped the record player. Well,
I can see. I figured the album would end on something like that. That kind of makes sense. It's kind of like that makes sense. A very jazzy type, soft song to kind of close the album off. But I would say the last half of the album, minus that song wasn't anything special.
yeah.
So I'd say the last half of the album, minus that song, were really, truly the highlight.
I think what it does for that last song is it just kind of solidifies the idea that, like, if you haven't figured it out at this point, this is an experimental album. And once again, we're experimenting with jazz and how that fits into King Gizzard.
Yeah, I heard or I read really briefly on Wikipedia that this is something that they were. It might not have even been a fully realized album. I think this was like one of their 5 that they're releasing the same year. I think this might have been the third one of
2017 when this
I think
was
so.
released. Okay.
So, and this isn't to take anything away from King Gizzard because they're extremely talented, but you know the old saying, sometimes you bite off more than you can chew. I like when they said that, you know, we're going to release 5 albums. I can't imagine every single album is going to be amazing. Like knock your socks off. Why not do 10 of those a year? Why not do 20? I mean, at some point, your creativity has to dwindle a little bit for any artist. So I suspect on this one, it was an experiment, a bit of collaboration, and a bit of a jam jazz session. So I think they were sampling each other's stuff and they were just kind of bouncing off each other a little bit. So maybe they captured a moment.
Yeah, I think so.
So I don't know how long they spent.
We said early on with King Gizzard, I think it was into the 2nd or 3rd album, we said like, wow, this stuff just keeps getting better and better. You know, we were both saying the same thing. Like, I'm worried, is this, you know, are we going to run into some stuff that we actually don't like, you know, at some point? And it's not that we hate this. It's just kind of like, yeah, this is different and it's not.
This is human.
Yeah.
This is King Gizzard going down to a little bit more of a down to earth type of
sure. Yeah.
They humanize themselves a little bit on this album. So
Yeah.
Not a disappointment, but I don't think either one of us are blown out of the water.
Right.
Like I don't think I would be rushing to see this live on stage.
Yeah. I don't know how often it makes it into their live stuff. Yeah, it might be played on the elevator while they're going up to their hotel.
Yeah, that would be kind of funny if that was playing, and they would look at each other. Oof,
yeah.
One of our albums made elevator music. Oof. All right, we're gonna get some comments. I'm sure people are gonna be mad at us.
Oh yeah, it doesn't matter because it's not even gonna be on YouTube. So
yeah, it's gonna get blocked anyways. Who cares? We got our money anyways. Ha! Cue evil laughter. Hey, we want to thank Mush Tomb for this recommendation. I'm sure he gave it to us knowing that we might divide not our opinion of King Gizzard, but just maybe this. Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't not a horrible album. Last half was not bad.
Yeah.
Like if that last half was an EP, if this was everything we just said, it's a collaboration of the band, it was just like a 5-song EP, I would be like, it's kind of fun. It would have been what I expected. Still not my thing, but at least it would have been what I expected.
Yeah. And thank you to Jake, and I can't remember the other one that's in the chat.
MX. Well, it's MX17884. MX178847473. He's in the chat as well.
Okay, well.
So if you want to check us out when we record live, basically how it works, people have asked how it works is you come into Discord. It's free to come in, and you come watch us record live, chat with us while we record. And then this video gets uploaded on YouTube all the same, but the chat doesn't come up and all that stuff. So you want to remain anonymous or whatever, you can still join us in the chat. And that the chat doesn't go on YouTube, so it's all anonymous. So all right,
yeah, all right.
Well.